Gronk the blade!
I can't believe I forgot my line.
It has been so long since I read this line.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Getting some footage of the moon.
She wants to know what we're gonna do now.
It's all quite simple. But since you seem to need a tad bit more encouragement, let me tell you of the history of this mighty sword, this font of power, and why we're all here. Let me tell you how it was forged by its creator, Terriana, and Terry, and the awesome power that was infused into it at its creation.
Great.
Many moons ago, when the kingdom was at peace, Terriana, Terry for short to her friends, forged a sword in the kiln of a castle, Kilnsgate.
She planned to use all of her craft to fashion a talisman that would keep our beloved kingdom safe from the foul-smelling stench of evil. Her boon companions in this endeavor, Millets and Graven, assisted her in concocting the strangest and strongest brew ever concocted. Into this strange yet potent liquid, she dipped a small sword that would one day ring with all the power of the universe. Pulling the blade from the bubbling cauldron, now infused with the might of the Ancient Ones, she prepared to name the sword, as all swords in those days were, indeed, given a name. As her hands hovered over this creation, she was gripped by a strong desire to sneeze. As she tried to stifle the sneeze, because it would have been very inopportune to sneeze over the sword, thereby naming it Achoo, the sneeze overtook her, but in her efforts to control it, what came out was a cross between a sneeze, a cough, and a snort. It came out as Gronk. With a look of horror, she realized that her new talisman of power, the Sword of the Ages, was now stuck with the name of Gronk. So she did the best she could at the moment, and holding the sword in her gnarled hands, she proclaimed,
I name you
Gronk!
the Blade.
But as fate would have it, the evil seed of grasping, conniving evil was planted in the hearts of Millets and Graven. All they could think of was how they could get their hands on the sword and the power that it offered them.
Thus began a sorrowful tale of woe for them and the kingdom.
At a magnificent dedication held in the great hall of the palace, the sword, Gronk the Blade, was ceremoniously placed by Terriana into the youthful hands of King Corwin, for having been made for him, he is the only one being able to unlock the unfathomable depths of its awesome might. Even on that joyful day, Millets and Graven were conspiring together, seeking the sword for their own devilish purposes. For years thereafter, the sword was placed in a high tower, under lock and key, offering it protection from the nefarious characters.
On a dark and stormy night,
Millets and Graven decided to take matters into their own iniquitous hands. As the castle slept, Millets and Graven crept up to the parapet of the castle. Entering the chamber of the sword, the two villains were accosted by the guard on duty. Wow. The guard, knowing that these two were the assistants to Terriana, he automatically gave them entrance to the chamber. Turning on the guard, Millets and Graven stunned him with their magic, and taking the blade from the wall, ran from the chamber. Alas, yea, even alack, the two made their way to the neighboring kingdom of Colander. Lord Dagon had heard about Gronk the Blade, but had never seen it. Foolishly showing their prize to the evil king, Dagon overpowered them, took the sword for himself, and unceremoniously dumped Millets and Graven into the nearest dungeon until they agreed to pledge their allegiance to Dagon. To Dagon. To Dagon. To Dagon.
having done so, they now bear the appellation traitor.
I knew all of that already.
You did not.
I did too.
Enough! We must seek Roxanne and her father, our beloved King Corwin. I'm the one who successfully pulled off the caper of stealing the sword, the blade. I see a parting of the ways for us.
Darius, the Bold, the Great, has been captured.
Give me my whole line real quick.